Well, hello my friends, and today I want to talk to you guys about a very, very important topic when it comes to fitness and general health, and that is the topic of sleep and recovery and stress. Now, the reason that we go to the gym, that we train, that we lift weights, or the reason that we do some form of cardio is because we are stressing the body, and through that stress we hope to recover and gain some form of adaptation from that stress. So you want to basically come back more able than you were before by doing that stress to yourself. Now, what you're going to notice is that if you need to have the right balance in your training between rest and stress. And what I want to share with you is the idea that sleep is the most important and the most critical part of your training. Everyone knows that we need at least 6 hours of sleep every night in order to recover from our day-to-day activities. But if you add training to your day, whether it be really heavy compound barbell lifts or if it's just running, jogging, you're going to notice that 6 hours is not enough. You're going to need 8 hours or even 9 or 10 hours to fully recover from your training as a natural lifter. If you notice, oh, by the way, if you are dieting, chances are you are going to need to sleep for longer periods of time if you want to maintain your muscle mass during your cut. And so the reason that sleep is so important is because if you, let's say that you train deadlifts heavy every single day and you don't have a rest day, you're going to notice that you're not going to be able to recover from it, and your connective tissue is going to start to be damaged. Now, what that actually calls for, if you notice that that's happening to you, just enough sleep isn't going to cut it. You're going to need to have a full-on deload. If you're noticing connective tissue damage or any sort of like pains in your tendons or your joints, you need to have a deload. But the way that you sort of negate that, because everyone's going to need to deload once in a while, everyone's going to need a week off at some point, but in order to minimize the amount of times that we actually have to have those periods of rest in our training, we can sleep more. So let's take an example. If you're doing those heavy deadlift sets, right? If you're doing deadlifts, I don't know, 7 days a week, your body not only is not going to be able to recover from that physically, but psychologically, it will have an impact on you, because you're going to notice that your cortisol levels rise because of overtraining. When your cortisol levels rise, that's not just going to affect your muscles, your performance, your cardiovascular ability. That's also going to affect your psychology. And if you don't believe me, try it. Go out, do a heavy deadlift, actually do sets of heavy deadlifts at like 95, 100% every single day of the week. I guarantee you will be depressed at the end of it, because the chemicals that are responsible for breaking down are too high. Your body can't recover from that fast enough. If you're doing that and you're getting 6 hours of sleep every night, that's not good. So if you notice that if you notice that you're getting depressed from nothing, if you notice that you're depressed and you feel miserable about just things that don't make any sense to be depressed about, think about your training. Are you doing heavy movements too frequently? Are you not getting enough sleep? Those things can seriously affect your psychology and your physiology. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is stress, and I do mean stress in the psychological sense. Now, of course, yes, it is definitely possible to, receive copious amounts of stress from non-physical sources. For example, if you go through a really shitty breakup, if you go through, somebody harassing you, if you are stressed out about your test scores at school, if you're stressed out about whether or not you're going to get a promotion, all of these sorts of things can weigh on a person. And there's nothing wrong with realizing that maybe you just can't handle all of this at once. Now, in our society, and I'm going to get a little philosophical here, but bear with me. In our society, we're kind of taught to suppress that because we have to be good workers. You know, we have to be good cogs in the machine. So what people end up doing is they end up either just becoming workaholics and working through it and ignoring those sorts of negative things, and while those negative things eat at them. And that's when people have to go on pills. So ignoring it, you know, and even just, you know, taking pills for things, and of course, if you are on pills, I'm not saying get off of them. I'm just, you know, if you are seriously clinically depressed or anxious or anything like that, you know, talk to your doctor about this, you know, issue. I'm sure you already are. But what I'm saying is that pills and suppression are not the answer. You know, it's the same reason that people drink. You know, it's getting really noisy out here, but let's wait for that bus to go by. Right. So, you know, it's the same reason that people drink, because they need some sort of a chemical release, a vent from their problems instead of dealing with their problems head on. And, you know, we can't always just deal with it. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's something that we have to at least consider doing. And we have to, if we're afraid of doing it, we have to step up and do that. We have to go out and be unafraid to conquer our fears and to conquer the things that give us depression. Because having those stresses in our lives that are chronic, that won't go away, it's not good for your soul. And, you know, quite frankly, bring this 360, it's not good for your gains either, because you know, people seem to think that all of this is disjointed. It really isn't. Your spirituality is one and the same with your physiology. I mean, you look at somebody who is depressed, and that you can look in their eyes and see it. And really what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to say, guys, you know, one of the biggest releases is sleep. And I know it seems superficial, but you need to get enough sleep every night. And if you're drinking a ton of caffeine, that can be part of the problem too. You know, if you notice yourself being anxious all day and you have an energy drink every single morning before you go to work or school, chances are that might have something to do with it. And if you're having energy drinks or caffeine or coffee late in the day, and you notice that you can't get to sleep at night, you know, you go to bed at 9 p.m. and you're sitting restless until 11:30. You know, that can sometimes be a product of having too much caffeine in your system, you know, from a late at night, you know, coffee or latte. And I think one of the biggest things is that, why do we drink coffee? You know, it's to, you know, keep us energized, keep us going. Well, I'm here to liberate you from that. You don't always have to be go, 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 go. It's perfectly okay to just chill. To just say at, you know, 5 o'clock p.m., you've been working hard all day, chill. Let it go. Because there's nothing that you can do today that can't be done tomorrow. Especially when you're, you know, recovering from all kinds of stress throughout the day. And again, that isn't an excuse to go drinking. That's not an excuse to do drugs, to, you know, use chemicals to unwind from the stress you've received that week. I'm trying to get you guys to adapt a little bit better. So like I said, these two things are so closely interrelated that we have to be very mindful of what we consume in the day, how much sleep that we're getting, and we have to be mindful of our training and the stress that we receive from just regular life. And we have to be able to balance all of that, because not enough stress can be bad too. You know, most of the greatest stories come from moments of intense discomfort, and you want to have good stories that you can tell your grandchildren. So it's a bit more of a philosophical video that I have for you guys today, but I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it made you think a little bit about your training, and if it helped you at all, please share the video with your friends. If you have friends that are struggling, send them this video and try to encourage them to start training as well, because there are positive benefits from training that you can receive that are related to your mental health. So also, like the video, don't forget to leave a comment, and hit the bell icon if you want to get notifications every time that I either go live or send a video. So that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching.